Repolls are currently underway at 11 polling stations under the inner parliamentary constituency in Imphal East and Imphal West. Today, repolls in these polling stations were necessitated after incidents of firing, clashes and vandalism were reported during the first phase of Lok Sabha polls on the 19th of April. Voting began today at 7 in the morning and will continue until 5 in the evening. 2 poll stations in 𝘂𝘁𝗶𝗴 Assembly Constituency, 4 in 𝘂𝘁𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗴 Assembly Constituency, 3 in 𝘂𝘁𝗶𝗃 Assembly Constituency and 1 each in 𝘂𝘁 and 𝘂𝘁𝗁 Assembly Constituencies are holding repolls today. Earlier on Friday, polling in Manipur was marred by violence with reports of vandalizing election equipments and even reports of gunfiring. Meanwhile, security has been heightened at the polling stations for repolls today.
वोट देने के लिए आ रही हूँ। हम ये 3/11 है, 𝘂𝘁𝗶𝗃𝗃 है, इसी जगह में हम रिपोर्ट कर रही है, इसीलिए हम वोट देने के लिए जहाँ आता है।
अब सिक्योरिटी काफ़ी ज़्यादा टाइट है।
सिक्योरिटी तो कल से बहुत टाइट रहता है, कुछ घबराव होने के बाद तो असंभव होगा सिक्योरिटी की सिचुएशन देखकर, ऐसा कमेंट रखूँगा।
Manipur repolls are underway at 11 polling stations under the inner parliamentary constituency in Imphal East and Imphal West. Today, repolls in these polling stations were necessitated after incidents of firing, clashes and vandalism were reported during the first phase of Lok Sabha elections on the 19th of April. Voting began today at 7 a.m. and will continue till 5 p.m. 2 polling stations in 𝘂𝘁𝗶𝗴 Assembly Constituency, 4 in 𝘂𝘁𝗁𝗃𝗃 Assembly Constituency, 3 in 𝘂𝘁𝗃 Assembly Constituency and 1 each in 𝘂𝘁 and 𝘂𝘁𝗁 Assembly Constituencies are holding repolls today. Earlier on Friday, polling in Manipur was marred by violence with reports of vandalizing election equipments and even reports of gunfiring. Meanwhile, security has been heightened at the polling stations for repolls today. And we are going straight live with our correspondent 𝘂𝗍𝗶𝗃𝗃, who will give us more details and updates into what is happening. Well, Lucky, repolls are underway at 11 polling booths in polling stations in Imphal East and Imphal West today. So where are you right now? How's the repolling going on at this hour?
Yes, Amrita, presently I am at the 𝘂𝘁𝗁 polling station, which is the first polling station which have clash as well as the damage of EVM machines in this particular polling station, as there was some miscreants trying to disturb the normal polling, and the localities getting anger and have destroyed the EVM machine. And yes, as you can see, presently I am here at 𝘂𝘁𝗁 of Imphal East. Voters are on queue, as well as security, layers of security were provided here as to prevent from further untoward incident that occurs on the first phase, that is on 19th of this month. Amrita.
Right, Lucky, we can see on our screens live, you are giving us live updates from Imphal East. We can definitely see a heavy deployment of security forces there so that any untoward incident like the last time, like in the first phase on the 19th of April, doesn't take place this time in the repolls. Now, if we talk about the turnout, we know it's quite early in the morning, quite early in the day, but still, how's the turnout till now?
Yes, as per the present situation, yes, turnout is very much more as compared to the previous first phase of that was held on 19. Yes, maximum of the voters, there is the localities which is under this polling station were standing on queue, waiting for their turn to cast their vote.
Well, Lucky, voting, it began at 7 in the morning today. It will be on. It will continue until 5 in the evening today. How's the overall situation? How do you see the general mood in the people in the repolls?
Now, Amrita, as per the security forces, before reaching the polling station, before reaching 100 meters, starting from the 100 meters, security forces have been deployed layer by layer. That is, the CAPF personnel, the Indian Army, and state forces were deployed in an area. So there will be, I think, there will be no disturbance in the polling in the polling procedure. So the voters, the localities which is covered by this polling station are, yes, willing to come out, and they have the mood to exercise their franchise, as there are adequate security that will prevent from any untoward incident that had occurred on the 19 by some armed miscreants.
Absolutely, Lucky. As you said, all the people in the area, they are willing to come out and exercise their democratic right. It is definitely the right of every Indian to cast their vote. Now, if you can also, Lucky, just give our viewers just a visual of how the whole scenario is going out, how the repolls are being conducted. If you can just pan the camera and give us a view of the repolls happening there.
Yes,
if it's possible,
yes,
Lucky.
Amrita. Yes. This is the present situation, that this Indian Army has been here, CAPF personnel is here, security forces here. Voters are standing on queue, and on my right there's another layer of security forces deployed in this particular area. And yes, one by one, all the voters are allowed to move inside. 2 additional SPs have been deployed at here, and voters are moving inside to cast their vote. And yes, there is no disturbance, no miscreants tried to disturb this polling station for now.
Right.
Yes,
Lucky, also, can you also, Lucky, can you also let us know if any special arrangements have been made for the elderly, for the women, and for those who are physically disabled?
Amrita, for physically disabled and as well as the senior citizen, there is 85 plus, were already casted their vote through ballot unit, as the election commission have already visited twice in their own respective residence to cast their vote. And yes, even though there are some voters, as you can see, one elderly woman have been sitting, seat has been kept here for elderly and senior citizens.
Right. Lucky, if it is possible for you to go and just get some response from the voters who are there waiting in the queue. We can also see an elderly lady there waiting for her turn to cast her vote. If it's possible to just get some reactions from them regarding this repoll.
Amrita, they will be speaking in Manipuri, so I think it will be difficult to speak in English for them.
All right. Lucky, thank you so much for joining in. We'll get back to you in a later bulletins regarding the updates of this big story we are tracking at this hour from Manipur live. Our correspondent Lucky Boy Singh is giving us live visuals of the repolling that is going on right away at 11 polling stations under inner parliamentary constituency in Manipur, in Imphal East and Imphal West. Today our colleague is in Imphal East right now. He was giving us live details of what is happening there during the repolls, and we can see there's a heavy deployment of security forces this time during the repolls. Last time in the first phase there were incidents of violence, and it was marred by violence and tension. So there was also reports of vandalizing election equipments, and there were reports of gun firing. So to avert all these, heavy deployment of security forces can be seen this time in the repolls, and repolls are currently underway at 11 polling stations under inner parliamentary constituency in Imphal East and Imphal West. Today, repolls in these polling stations were definitely necessitated after incidents of firing, clashes and vandalism during the first phase of Lok Sabha polls on the 19th of April. And for the information of our viewers, voting began today at 7 in the morning and will continue until 5 p.m. And we will keep on giving our viewers live updates and minute-to-minute updates of the repolls that is happening in Manipur today.